Hey there, how's it going? Ryan Falkenrath here, Set the Pace Triathlon, Ironman University Certified Coach, and I would have been your on-site head coach for Ironman Tulsa 2020. As of the recording of this video, unfortunately, has been pushed to 2021, which I have deferred to, so I will still be there in 2021. But the race was on schedule. We'd be looking about 2 to 3 weeks out from race day, and I just gonna kind of do a post for posterity of where you kind of should be at as far as volume in this time. Or if you've even, deferred your race to later in the year, you've chosen Ironman Wisconsin, Ironman Chattanooga, Ironman Florida, kind of give you a heads up on kind of where you should be at in your volume at this point in time, especially kind of 2 weeks out from race day. So kind of looking at, right now currently we'd be 3 weeks technically. So I'm going to look into this week and the weekend after, because at this point you should be kind of into a race prep kind of phase. So you're done doing build phases, you're done doing, hard power stuff. You should be not doing as long of bikes and runs necessarily, letting your body to kind of absorb all that training you've been doing and letting yourself recover and getting fresh for race day. You still want to keep the fitness up, but you want to keep that fatigue low. So you want to be, kind of having your fatigue kind of go down, your fitness kind of maintain, and your recovery going up. So it's a nice key balance of everything. You want to keep fresh and peppy, but at the same time, you don't want to get, you don't want to dive off the slow end and get too slow, too lethargic, and just kind of lose that spring in your step. So I'm going to kind of lay out the volume total hours wise. Maybe you're looking at, if you're kind of a, depends if you're beginner, intermediate, it could kind of vary, but maybe you're looking at about 12 to 15 hours during this week, leading 2 weeks out from race day. So you're not doing an enormous amount of volume that you necessarily would. At this point in time, you should have reached your peak in your training by now. So now, like I said, is kind of more of a race prep slash taper, so you're not doing as much volume leading into a full Ironman race. So about 12 to 15 hours, your total volume for the week. Your total bike duration or distance, if you're looking by that, is about maybe 90 to 120 miles. I mean, again, it just kind of depends on, if you're kind of doing a little bit more advanced plan, or if you've done several Ironman races and you have that kind of capacity in your legs. So maybe you're doing a little bit less, or you're doing a little bit more if you're kind of advanced and you want to do a little bit more volume, and you can kind of handle that. So like I said, you're doing about 100 to 130 miles of biking for the week. Your longest should be about 90 to 75 miles. So nothing too drastic. You probably should, at this point, have passed your century rides you should be doing. Like I said, you kind of want to let that body absorb all the training you've done. So as far as run goes, we're looking at a run distance, maybe total of about 30 to 25 miles for the week. So again, nothing drastic or crazy. And typically I like to see athletes do maybe 3 of each, maybe a little bit more if they're doing kind of a brick, 2 mile or something like that after the runs. But, maybe on your long run, you're getting to maybe 11, 12, 14 miles. I wouldn't go much above 14, 15 at the absolute max. Because at this time, like I said, I mean, those runs will probably do the most damage as far as needing recovery, so we're definitely tapering off of those. But it's not just necessarily a zone 2 slog out 15 miles or 14 miles. Maybe you're doing a little, zone 3 kind of pickups here and there, kind of 3 sets of 5 minutes of just kind of a zone 3, just kind of getting that extra little step and pep going, because you're not going as far as you would have in the past, so you're getting a little bit more recovery, so you can do a little bit more with those long runs and be a little bit more intentional about working in some kind of race level effort in those long runs instead of just the zone 2 and dialing it back so much. As far as swimming goes, again, I like to see athletes about 3,000, 3,500 meters or yards, whatever pool size you're working with. And I think total distance wise, you're looking at probably like 8 to 9,000 for the week. So again, if you're doing three swims of 3,000 meters each for the week, you're at 9,000 meters. So it's nothing crazy. Again, you want to be doing kind of a tempo set, so you don't want to be just like long and slow. Maybe one of them's long and slow, but the rest you want to be doing kind of a good tempo effort. You don't want to be breaking out the paddles. You don't want to be doing super strength work at this point in time, leading about 2-3 weeks out from full Ironman race. So again, you're dialing back the intensity and the workload in those workouts, and you're dialing back the volume as well. So Everything is kind of dialing back, but like I said, you want to keep some level of medium intensity in there, kind of the tempo work, to make sure you're keeping as much fitness as you possibly can with allowing recovery as much as possible up and leading to race day. So again, that summarizes kind of what I'm looking at for, leading 2 to 3 weeks out from a full Ironman race, and talking specifically about Ironman Tulsa, as that was supposed to be May 31st. But if you're doing it next year, this could be a nice little video to pull out as well to have for you. It's going to be the same exact course, same exact, maybe a week earlier, the same exact time of year. So right now, as you can see here in Kansas City, we are, I think, going to reach a high of maybe 50 degrees. It's cold. It's going to be raining all week. So this is probably what we'll be dealing with next year on the next round of training. But again, this is kind of what you should be thinking about 2 to 3 weeks out. So if you've just joined the video, watch it from the start. You can see kind of what I recommend, what you should be doing as far as volume and intensity wise for a full Ironman distance race. And you should be leading into, like I said, kind of a race prep, taper mode. Not doing as much volume, not doing threshold running sets, not doing power biking sets. You're letting all that training you've done kind of soak in and allow the fitness to maintain, the recovery to go up, and the fatigue to go down. So if you got any questions, put them in the comments. I'll help you out. And happy training out there, and we'll talk to you guys later.